Yeah. It's the Friday vibe, the Hugo Smoke Show. No work on the horizon, let the good times flow. Grab a smoke, let's light it up. Stream the show, it's time to erupt. Kick back, unwind, let the laughter ring. Weekends calling, let's smoke and sing. Hugo Smokes is here, the party's alive. Join the fun, this is where we thrive. It's the Friday vibe, the Hugo Smoke Show. No work on the horizon, let the good times flow. Grab a smoke, let's light it up. Stream the show, it's time to erupt. Kick back, unwind, let the laughter ring. Weekends calling, let's smoke and sing. Hugo Smokes is here, the party's alive. Join the fun, this is where we thrive. Let the laughter ring. Weekends calling, let's smoke and sing. Hugo Smokes is here, the party's alive. Join the fun, this is where we thrive.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 76 of the TGIF show. I'm your host, Hugo Smokes. How's everybody doing this lovely morning? I'm doing pretty good. I don't know why for some reason the StreamYard wasn't recognizing my mic, but let me know if I sound okay. Let's go ahead and see who is in the house today. On Instagram, we got Joey the Third and my boy Kuno. What's up, guys? Good morning. Buenos dias, señores. Good morning on YouTube. Got my boy Ben Smokey, Benito. We have JD in the house. What's up, JD? Good morning. Let me know how that Mirafell is going for you. I smoked the 54 the other day, I believe. 54, 52, one of those two. It was pretty good. Pretty good cigar, man. And Josephus, ¿qué pasa, señor? Buenos días. Buenos días. And we have Edgar in the house. Edgar from LA. What's up? LA. We'll talk about that in a bit. Congratulations. And Steven from Epicurean Smokes. Good morning, brother. By the way, beautiful morning to smoke here in SoCal. Again, another super gloomy, very cloudy morning. It's just perfect weather for me to smoke. Got some coffee going on. Got a cigar, which I'm going to introduce in a bit. What's up, John? Hey, by the way, did you just join Instagram? Because I got a friend request or follow whatever on Instagram from a Widowbacks. So I don't think you had IG before, right? Is that your first account? Just want to make sure it's you, because you know these bots these days, man, trying to impersonate people. ¿Qué pasó, wey? What's up, bro? And we got my boy Gabriel in the house. What's up, Gabriel? Good morning, man. So let's go ahead and get started and introduce this cigar that I'm smoking here. Which, by the way, I think these were handed to me from Steven, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Steven? It is the Fermin Perez Classic Connecticut in a Toro size. It is a 6x54. produced in Nicaragua. And this cigar here consists obviously of a Connecticut shade wrapper over a binder from Indonesia, Sumatra, I'm assuming, and three fillers from Nicaragua, one from Jalapa, Esteli, and from Pueblo Viejo. These cigars were released actually this year in March of 2025. He does have other offerings in his portfolio. I believe he has a Maduro, a Habano, and I think that's it. Maduro, Habano. Mm. He's got a few varieties in including Connecticut, Habano, and Maduro. So first, Fermin Perez for me. Now I'm wondering if Fermin Perez, Ernesto Perez Carrillo is related to me at all, right? Because my last name is Perez, so that's pretty crazy. On Instagram now we have Mr. Art Garcia of Segovias Esteli. Segovias Esteli is a cigar company from Nicaragua. Also, Art Garcia, he's a very good friend of mine. If you haven't checked out Segovias Esteli, um, he offers a Habano Oscuro, and I think a Maduro. The Maduro, I believe, is MSA. I That's the one that I really enjoy. That's my favorite. So, just leaving it out there for you guys. Widowback saying, yeah. So if you get a request from Widowbacks on Instagram, that's Widowbacks. All right, so I'll follow you back when I'm done with the show. Just want to make sure it was you, bro. Instagram just being it's been so annoying. The past couple weeks, I don't know why. For some reason, I've been getting like just bombed with offers for embroidery patches, and it's like I'm not even looking for that, you know. And they bug like 2-3 times a day, and I'm like, no, I don't need your product right now. I'm okay. I'm not trying to fucking patch anything, you know. So you know, I guess it's just the algorithm, right? So Steven's saying, yeah, he gave me this one, and I believe you gave me this one, and there's another one in there, I forget. But before I Steven gave me this cigar, I had already seen these from Mia Brands, and I think that's her IG handle as well. Mia Brands. I'm sure you guys seen her. She's a blonde from Puerto Rico. She's a brand ambassador for several cigar brands, including Fermin Perez. So I've seen her smoke a few of these, and so far it's a nice cigar from the morning. Um, on the website, it's classified as medium to full. Um, yeah, my background is messing up. I don't see it anywhere near full at all. It's more medium plus, a few clicks above medium, and it's just got very um, it's a very classic Connecticut for sure. You know, you got cedar, you got creaminess, you got a good amount of nutty tones coming through as well. And for me, in the beginning, I was picking up like a very floral tone, which is kind of gone right now. But we'll see how it develops. On Instagram, now we have Epicure868 from Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Gabriel saying, yo. Yep, the embroidery bots. Dude, it's crazy, right? Like, they're like sabotaging our accounts, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if we were like to, think about getting like a jacket or something for like the podcast, or even like me for my channel in particular, I'll be pretty cool, right? But nah, they're trying to send like 500 patches. I'm like, what am I gonna do with 500 patches, dude? Like, you know what I mean? Uh, yeah, right. Exactly. They just see like like smokes or cigar on your page, and they think you're selling cigars. We're not selling cigars, man. We are smoking cigars, right? And we are sharing our experience. That's all we're doing. No cigar sales whatsoever on any of our platforms. Did you get that, bots? You get that? No cigar sales. What's up, Brian Beagle? Good morning, bro. Welcome, welcome. Let me know what you guys are smoking. JD, let me know how that Mirafell is going. I know you're smoking the 56. This is cool. JD saying I get requests from OF bots on IG. No, you don't, fool. You know that's the only platform that it doesn't like cross integrate for some reason. I mean, maybe because it's like taking over like you know fucking triple X content, but you know I think OF originated like as an actual like a fan website, right? And then uh since it's a private entity, like uh people and people is mainly freaking women saw the money pit right there, little gold mine. They're like, oh, let's tease these men into buying memberships, right? Gabriel Mendez saying just send the link. First person smoker, what's up, brother? Good morning. Good morning. Let us know what you're smoking. um I think it's the first time I see you here, at least on the chat. Maybe you've been watching but not commenting. But let us know where you're smoking. Let us know where you're located, if that's okay, and what cigars you're into, man. Let us know. They know where the money's at, JD, for sure. So really quick. Oh, AG is on Instagram. What's up, AG? Alex Glez. Buenos días, señor. Buenos días. Really quick, just wanna because I know a lot of people are not really into like sports content, and that's fine, but I'm a big fan of Dodger baseball, obviously. um and the Dodgers win World Series in a freaking legendary Game 7 this past weekend. It was amazing. It was a nail biting game. I was freaking yelling all freaking game. I didn't even want to smoke a cigar because I was like so nervous. I was like, if they win, I'm gonna smoke a cigar. If they don't win, I'm still gonna smoke a cigar, but it's gonna be a good cigar because they don't deserve it. Uh, but I'll tell you what, I was so excited. I was so like freaking, I don't know, man. I was zoned out. So the last play in which the Dodgers took the championship, I didn't realize that Mookie Betts stepped on second base. I saw the chopper, I saw him catch it, and then I saw him, throw it to first base, and I was like, all right, we need one more out. And then my girl's brother was like, how come you're not celebrating? We just won the World Series. And I'm like, oh shit, we did? He's like, yeah, he stepped on second. And I'm like, oh damn, bro. So I was like, damn, that was it was a very delayed response. But yeah, man, it was exciting. I mean, uh I honestly, I never lost hope. I was like, no, we got this, we got this. It's if we win, it's gonna be like the biggest comeback in baseball, man. It was crazy, man. We won like back to back games, like we're down. But anyway, so I have this set here, which the latest one is the 2020. So I need to upgrade this hat soon. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So now we're back to our regularly scheduled program, smoking cigars, and I'm smoking the Fermin Perez Classic Connecticut. That's a pretty cool band, actually. I like it. Um, doesn't feel like a 54. It feels more like a 52, which is good for me because I wouldn't pick up a 54. I would pick up a 52, a 50. But yeah. So Epic and Smoke saying they know where the money's at. They sure do. Leaving work, Ferro Tego, Pan America waiting for me. Pan America. Pan America. I think I've tried that one. It was either the Pan America or the Supreme. No, it was a Pan America. Yeah, pretty solid cigar, man. Nice. Hope you enjoy that. Ferro Tego Friday. What's up, Sid? Good morning. Good morning. Any ABT checks have been bouncing, bro. La Estancia 50 is a great stick, but I think with the larger engage, I get less of the flavors, more watered down than the one you smoked. Okay, okay. Mm. For some reason, I was under the impression that the larger ring gauges had the best flavor, but I might be mistaken. I don't know. I've only smoked that one. And I was almost going to pull the trigger on a box of 50s because that's my jam right there. So now you got me thinking. But yeah, nevertheless, it's a great cigar. I didn't really get, let's say, like lots of like Cuban twang because it's supposed to have like some really aged Cuban fillers in there, right? Or binder, I don't know, maybe fillers. But yeah, I didn't get a lot of like Cuban nuances. What about you? Did you pick up a lot of Cuban nuances in that one? It was very, very minimal for me. And I think I mentioned in the video that it's if there's any Cuban tobacco in there, I would compare it more to like a let's say a Partagas, a Monte Cristo, or like a Hoyo de Monterrey, somewhere along those lines. You know what I mean? Because those for me have like more like earth, more a little bit more spice, a little bit more kick, a little bit more umph, and like even like peppery tones as well. So something like that. He's saying I have to try the 50 and 52 for sure, dude. Um, I got the 52s on the way. Nice, bro. Hell yeah. Let us know how that goes. Can't buy cigars. My snap program went out. I'm telling you, man. You know, and this is like a nice little segue to my next topic that I want to talk about. It's like, you know, information nowadays travels very quick, it just as soon as something is released on and now mainly it's social media, right? As soon as something's released, a topic or whatever, like everybody knows about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, for sure, dude. I agree. What's up, Tiff on Instagram? Cigar Gal 84. Good morning, welcome. What's up, guys? Happy Friday from Luke Racine. Good morning, bro. Good morning. Yeah, so during the week, we had conversations with some of the folks. We're just talking about you know, uh, media, right? Media nowadays, and how people, self-identify as like, you know, I don't know, content creator, journalist, editor, publicist. You know what I mean? You know, basically, nobody's giving you that title. Like you're giving it to yourself. You know what I mean? Because let's just go back to the definition of media. You know, what is media? Media is basically a form of communication, right? Like it portrays information by different means, right? Whether it be uh back in the day, it was newspaper. That was the way to communicate news. Freaking postings at your general store, wanted criminals or whatever, right? And then with technology, you get TV, radio, that's media, right? And then after newspapers come magazines, periodic publications that are released yearly, released monthly, trimesters, whatever. So I think that if you have a blog, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have an Instagram account, if you have a TikTok, if you have a Facebook, if you have Snapchat, if you have freaking Twitter, right? What else is there? Um, Reddit, and you're publishing there constantly, you're posting. You, my friend, are some sort of media form. You know what I mean? Whether you identify yourself as a journalist, a publisher, a blogger, a vlogger, a content creator, a ambassador, whatever the hell you identify yourself as, or people, ID you as, because right away, like for example, myself, like people call me a cigar reviewer. Like, yeah, for sure, I do cigar reviews, right? But I'm also a content creator because I create content. I post shorts. Um, I try to be creative with that. And again, it's to portray information, right? We're using technology to portray information, right? If you're even a blogger, you're using technology as well, because or you have like a journal on some domain, you're using technology, right? Nowadays, unfortunately, there's not a lot of people that would go there and read the blog. Most people nowadays, we're lazy. We want the summary, we want the gist of it, we want we just want to get to the point, right? And I think that some people don't get it, man. They don't get it. They don't get that, technology is the wave of the future. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We all have a smartphone, we all have a laptop. The cell phone has become an extension to our bodies, right? We communicate on that thing every day. Discord. We're on Discord 24/7, right? Got messages all day, all night. You know what I mean? Uh See what Steven's saying here. Old cigar media is mad. Their sponsorship checks are getting disrupted by youngins with cell phones. Hey, they're producing good content. You know what I mean? They're producing what the people want to see, right? So it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of like a dying trade to be a journalist nowadays, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Who knows what the different types of media communication is going to be in the future? You know what I mean? Uh, Edgar saying had the estancia 660 and it wasn't all that. A what he's saying? Well, apparently there's blogger with a B as in boy, and there's also a vlogger with a V as in Victor. you know, blogger and vlogger. Go figure. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, I mean, oh, here we go. I don't know why the webcam keeps turning off, but I'm here, guys. All right, here we go. Oh, and there I am. Okay, here we go. Yeah, vlogler. What's up, James and Fabian? What's up? Good morning. So even even if what was I gonna say? Even the press, like let's say you're trying to get yourself a fancy title, right? Like, oh, I'm press. Um, there's only certain let's say uh agencies or companies that have like criticism for you to actually qualify as press. For example, like the NFL, like I can't say like, hey, I have a fucking IG channel, like I'm gonna go right. They have to have like some type of credential, some type of you have to work for like I guess like a broadcast or something like that, right? But as far as like accreditations to be like press or like media or stuff like that, there's no there's no accrediting agency, right? It's not like a doctor or an engineer or a nurse that there's a board where you take an exam and like, oh, I have this credential, I qualify as media, I qualify as press. No, it is what it is. PCA, you have a YouTube, you have a IG, you have a blog spot, I guess you review a few cigars or cigar content, you know that's you're already media for them. They're defining what media is. Steven saying there's also flogger, but I think that's different. You mean a fluffer? You have to start recording yourself blowing smoke rings. I hear that's the new wave for sure, dude. Um, so now as far as like sponsorships, is concerned, well, if you hustle, if you create content, and if you reach out to companies and they want to sponsor you, well, that's off to you. You know what I mean? Um, the only drawback I see on that is like, you know, you have to be honest, and honesty and integrity and ethical good ethical practice is a those are like actual requirements of a journalist, right? Because you have to be honest. You can't just like splurt out whatever the hell you think it is. You have to actually do research, right? So I think that should also apply, when you're like you're representing a brand, and let's say for us, we get like some cigars, right? Just because we're getting free cigars, we're getting a sponsorship, maybe we're getting some type of monetary compensation. We can't just say like, yeah, these cigars are great. Well, I mean, they might, you can't lie, like, yeah, maybe you are gonna like it, but if you don't like it, you also have to be honest. You can't just say like, yeah, it's very good, it's very good. So, and I think the pandemic had a lot to do with like people, how do you say this, I guess like waking up and taking advantage of social media to monetize. It really did change the way companies advertise, the way they sell their products, because we were all sitting at home doing nothing, right? And these companies saw the vision. They're like, hey, well, these people can get like a little side gig. TikTok blew up at the time, right? um and now, companies, let's say, for in our um industry, cigars, they're seeing that, right? They're like, well, yeah, um I have, 1,000 followers. He has 1,000 followers. Those are followers that I don't have, like, so if I, you know, uh have him represent me, then those 1,000 eyes are gonna see my product. And it's quick, right? It's quick. It's not like a like printing a newspaper. Like, you got to go get the newspaper, but not everybody goes and gets the newspaper. Everybody has social media in one way or another. Rob, I already know her. Halfway through, I'm a media member of 10 PCA. Oh, of the PCA. Okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So you already, like, you already did the whole PCA last year. I didn't. I don't know how it works yet. I know that you have to apply and you get a badge and you're able to enter PCA and stuff like that. Again, PCA is a private group, so they have their requirements, right? For people to go in there as media, right? Or because there's media and there's cigar brands. So the PCA is setting some minimum bar. Exactly. Yeah. So they have a requirement and you have to apply. Um, Now I think, also, there's some cigar accounts that, let's say, maybe they're not really cigar smokers. They're just kind of taking advantage of a opportunity. Maybe, I don't know. Me as a cigar smoker, if I see a content creator that smokes cigars but doesn't retrohale, ever, I'm like, are you even a cigar smoker, or you're just fucking, you know, puffing oh shit, puffing smoke, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're always making fun of each other whenever there's like giveaways, like, it's rigged, it's rigged. But man, that was awesome. Unfortunately, we were working on seating chart for my upcoming wedding, and I had an ear pod in here and I had my fiance in the other ear over here next to me. So I kind of like saw that some of the guys from the podcast won something. I think Steven, Texas, and Sips and Sticks, maybe. I don't remember what they won, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Be honest, do many thumb rings. How many thumb rings? Thumb rings? Only skin thumb rings, bro. Nah, I don't, bro. I only have like on my fingers, on my other fingers. um, exactly. No, we put out content that you want to see. Again, I've always said this. My channel isn't gonna be of everybody's liking, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much content out there. The internet is like so big. It's an infinity place. You know what I mean? It's vast. So there's content for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there's accounts that I don't follow, like because I check them out once, and for some reason or another, I get turned off by it. Uh, and I'm pretty sure it happens to people with my channel, and that's okay. Like the people that do follow me, that comment and stuff like that, I appreciate. Thank you guys. That's cool. That's just my style and my personality, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna like everything, right? But to be mad at another person for having for trying to do something, it's just wrong. You shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? If you don't support it, that's fine, but just don't talk smack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there was a video in which they were criticizing people because you go to these events and you have a camera and you call yourself media. Well, yeah, dude. Fucking you have a channel, you have followers, you have thousands of views. Yes, you're media. You're portraying an idea, you're portraying content, you have content out there for people to see. So yes, you are media in modern definition, you know what I mean? Nowadays, honestly, like you can do so much with just your cell phone, you know what I mean? It just depends how creative you want to get and how much of a tech nerd you are. You know, you really, really, really don't need to invest in a $700 camera. This thing is a $1,500 camera. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, not this thing. This is an actual camera, but this thing right here. You know what I mean? It's expensive and it has a lot of capabilities that people don't even know. You know what I mean? Uh, and to go even further with that, there's programs, excuse me, that make your content super super viewable. You know what I mean? You can do all kinds of transitions. You can even like filter your voice. You can do this and that effects, and it's crazy, man. Dude, no ma'am. Married with children, hell yeah, let's start that shit, bro. No ma'am. Let's do it. I love it. Hell yeah. 80% retro hell. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, like, you know, I'm not saying like, retro hell every other puff, it depends. There's some cigars that the retro hell is better than the notes on the palate, and vice versa. And then there's some where like it's half and half, where like you have to do like every other one. You just have to kind of like play with it, right? So quit talking about Breck's retro hell for sure, dude. What's up? Morning. Good morning, bro. Congrats on winning one of the prizes last night. Last night's pod was sick, like 300. Yeah, I think at one point it was like 320, something like that. That was crazy. That's like Cigar Daily fucking numbers right there. That's awesome. Stop talking smack about Texas on retro. Video that bloopers. Can I sit next to Edgar at the wedding? He's got rings on his retro on his toes too. Imagine. What's the next Wednesday? The next one is gonna be the new Wiseman definition. The new Wiseman definition is the next one, I believe. Let me just make sure. Um, oh, the Wiseman Lancero, the foundation, Wiseman Lancero, and you can smoke the Corojo or the Maduro. I think we're gonna do half and half on the podcast. And dude, I was supposed to be taking video of this thing, and I didn't even take video. Wow. See, that's how much I got into the conversation today. But I guess that's a good thing, right? Sorry, Fermin Perez. Nah, I'm not representing his brand. I just wanted to put a video out there, right? So But yeah, so that's the one. So if you guys watch Wednesday night Talking Society podcast, we're gonna smoke the Foundation Wise Man Lancero. For any of you guys that want to smoke along, that'll be pretty cool. Whittlebacks, I'm even invited. He's afraid I'll steal his woman. To be fair, that's why I don't bring my wife around here, Edgar. Yeah, they're funny, dude. Al Bundy, hell yeah, bro. Scored 4 touchdowns, not in one season, in one game. Dude, that that was my show. Like I would just run home after school and watch Married with Children, bro. Epicure868 on Instagram saying he's got a Tabernacle Lancero lined up for Wednesday. Awesome, bro. It's not the Wiseman Lancero, but it'll work. Yeah, hilarious, hilarious. So to be fair, my wedding's in Guadalajara, and if Edgar goes, I don't want to pay for his coyote bag. So, I'm already spending a lot of money on the wedding. So yeah, that's my 5 cents on this whole media topic. Like, you know, uh, if you're doing it for clout, if you're doing it for followers, good for you, I guess. Clickbait. But if you're being honest about it, people that are criticizing other channels, stop it. Don't do that. That's not nice. We're all out here to show our personality, to give a little of our experiences, and we're all entitled to, right? There's no prerequisites of you having a YouTube channel, having an IG account. You just gotta have a phone, right? So anybody can have an account and post content and post whatever you want, and talk about whatever you want. So that's that. And if you're getting monetized for doing it, good for you. That's awesome. That's dope. So anyway, so no news on the UTL. No news on the tariff on Nicaragua yet. There's no none that I've heard of, unless you guys have heard of something. It's still work in progress. So the way you're supposed to say what he's saying here is "I'm American City," like that, like the Chihuahua from Taco Bell. I'm American City. Oh man, that's funny. Uh, yeah. So wait, what is going on here? I'm telling you, man, technology. So that's that as far as media. Um, Let me see what else. What else we got here? As far as like cigar releases, um, the one that I saw that is already out, and I recently smoked this cigar is Let me see if I can share this. See, Bax has a question here. Let me move this tab over here. Has anyone heard any updates on the future of Don Carlos with the whole Mirafel separation? As far as I know, it's a done deal. It's a permanent type of separation. Um, if you're asking about why they separated, that's like business talk. Like there was a misagreement on whatever contract they had. I do know that Fuente stocked up on Cameroon wrapper so they can survive for like a few years, I believe. And I think they are planning on cultivating Cameroon wrapper at their new uh, farms, where Nicaragua, right? So yeah, I think that's all the information that I have. I don't know if anybody has. Oh, that's a good topic. I didn't even look into that, Gabriel. Yeah. Wait, that hit DR or was gonna hit DR? Because I heard it was coming, but I don't know if it ever happened. Yeah, like JD saying, they stocked up on Cameroon wrapper for sure. Yep. So let's see if I can share this without showing a website. Enter. Let me see. Yeah, it's all right. So Adrian Magnus has the 1808. Let me see here. The details. It's a DR classified as full body. Length is 152 mm, which I think translates to like a 5.5, and it's a 52 ring gauge. Let's see if we can get the makeup of it. It doesn't say. You know, a lot of Adrian Magnus stuff is like kind of like undisclosed. But I just recently had one of their cigars. I think it was the Blue Band from Steven. Thank you, Steven. That was cool. But it's supposed to give you aromas or a profile of roasted coffee, creamy leather, and spice. So maybe they are correct on that full body description here. And obviously, it's made in the Dominican Republic. For people that don't know, Adrian Magnus is a brand out of Geneva, I believe, right? The other Adrian Magnus, that's there's gonna be two. There's that one that's new, and then the other one I was looking at is, well, actually they're already here, but can't remember what the other one is. See if I could look it up real quick. Uh, I think it's a blue band. Let's see what JD is saying, that it hit only Jamaica and Cuba. Oh wow! So did it mess with Cuba? Don't mess with Cuba, bro. Can't seem to find it right now. But the one I had, I think, was this one, the Imperiales. It should be the blue band. Yeah, this one here. Very good cigar. Um, it's funny because the Vitolas, he calls it kind of like the Cuban. So like this one is like a white Churchill, and I think that's the one I had. I think this is the other new one that was supposed to come out, the XO Blue Robusto. The XSO. The XSO is a bold. Yeah, this is the one. Um, it's wrapped in an MSA leaf, giving you notes of dark chocolate, black pepper, wood, and leather. Crafted for those who seek depth and balance, yet it delivers a Smooth yet powerful medium to full body experience. They're pricey though, $48 for one. Um, Maybe when they say origin, and they mean their fillers, because this one say Nicaragua, DR, and Ecuador. I think that's the tobaccos that are used in the cigar. Let's go back to see what the people are saying here. So on Instagram, Epicure saying, I think Haiti got most of the hurricane. Haiti and Cuba. Oh shit, that's crazy. Perfect. October 28th. Oh, dude, this is right before Halloween, huh? Hit DR also. Okay. Just rain in DR caused some flooding in the mountains. It made landfall in Jamaica in Cuba. That's scary, man. It's a landmass surrounded by water, and you like a small landmass compared like to like the United States, right? Uh, that's scary, man. I've seen videos of all that flooding and stuff like that. No bueno. No bueno, my friend. So yeah, I think that was the two releases that I wanted to talk about. There's some that were announced, but they're not out yet. So I don't really want to talk about those yet. Because obviously they're not out yet. So going into my portfolio, I do know that I have a video set up for tomorrow, and that would be the you would think I would memorize these things, right? But I don't. Content. Let's see. What do I got coming up? I know it's a new world. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I need to go to the other platform. My content. Oh, I don't have anything lined up for tomorrow. I just released the Punch La Isla, but I can tell you what I have ready to go, which is the okay. It's gonna be the Cavalier Board Tamer. The Cavalier Board Tamer was a cigar that was crafted to kind of like you know it was Cavalier's intent to like kind of like showcase the versatility of working with broadleaf, because they changed like the fillers and the binder, and there's 3 releases. So I thought that the Board Tamer was a very nice expression of a Connecticut broadleaf wrapped cigar. I really did. I really enjoyed that one. Spoiler alert. So that one's gonna be coming out tomorrow, and probably La Estancia is gonna come out on Tuesday, and then another New World next Saturday. Yeah, I'm popping out the and the only reason why I'm releasing the Estancia on Tuesday is because it's got some Cuban fillers, or it's said to have some Cuban fillers. But I'm usually dropping Cuban reviews on Tuesday now for the rest of the year, because I need to get those out. And then New Worlds on Saturday. Um, Friday, I'm going to be in Guadalajara because I got to go do wedding stuff and bachelor party stuff. No, I'm not gonna be live. Excuse me. So yeah, so I'm gonna miss next week's Friday live, um, because of that. But then I'll be back the following week. So the cigar here at the end, I'm at the gotta touch my camera once in a while. Here going into the last third, I feel that it's becoming a little bit more drier, a little bit more like of a. At first, it was like a cashew type of creaminess going on, and now it's more like a walnut uh, nuttiness that's more drying out the palate. A little bit more now, like a mineral earth on the palate. So the retro on this cigar has been like somewhere in between medium to full. Like for me, out of 10, I would definitely say like 6 to 7 clicks. I'm getting like a very vintage leather note on the finish, and maybe uh like a grains and wheat type of note on the retrohale as well. Uh, on the palate, there's like cedar, there's some white pepper. I didn't really get like a black pepper at all on this one, more like a white pepper. So kind of like very, very tame on the spice, except for the retro is a little bit giving you a little bit more of a kick. And yeah, I think this cigar is it's pretty good. I would definitely like to revisit it and also visit the other offerings for Fermin Perez. Epicurated State on Instagram saying we want a live donkey show on IG. Yeah, right. Shit, I'll get fucking for sure deleted on all the platforms. Scott AT Warp on Instagram just joined. What's up, man? Good morning, bro. I'm smoking the Fermin Perez Connecticut for those that are just joining. But yeah, we kind of reached at the end of the show. Or the end of the episode, whatever you want to call it, episode, show, broadcast, media, blog, whatever, whatever, right? So yeah, thank you guys for joining. For those of you, that there's a handful of you guys that join every single week, and obviously, support the channel, and even people that catch it on the replay, because myself, I can't really get all the shows that I like watching like in the week. Like I usually catch the replays while I'm at work. It's in the background or doing stuff around the house. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend. Smoke bangers and go Dodgers.
Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you had some fun and smoked a great cigar. Let's keep the good vibes going all weekend long.
Hugo Smokers is out, gonna let the day begin. Don't forget to sub and like to always bring you cheer. Don't forget to sub and like to always bring you cheer.
Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you had some fun and smoked a great cigar. Let's keep the good vibes going all weekend long.
Hugo Smokers is out, gonna let the day begin. Don't forget to sub and like to always